The living room smelled faintly of coffee and the lingering scent of rain. You sat curled on the sofa, glasses slipping down the bridge of your nose as you flipped through reports from your growing startup. Numbers swarm on the page, and your pen tapped anxiously against the margin. The door clicked open. Jungkook stepped inside, looking exhausted, his tie loose, hair damp and messy from the drizzle outside. But the moment his eyes landed on you, his expression softened. He set his bag gently on the chair, not wanting to disturb you too harshly. Babe, you're still working? You barely looked up, a tired smile tugging at your lips. Deadlines. Investors want numbers by morning. He exhaled through his nose, a mix of frustration and worry, and sat beside you. He brushed a strand of hair from your face before pressing a kiss to your temple. You'll kill yourself like this. At least eat dinner first. You leaned into him without thinking, the warmth of his presence easing the tension in your shoulders. You spoke in a half asleep tone. Later, I promise, just need to get through these. Jungkook glanced at the coffee mug on the table, empty and cold. He frowned. Is this all you have had today? Coffee? You hesitated, guilty. And maybe a sandwich. His brows knitted, but instead of scolding, he sighed, standing up. You drive me insane. You know that? Always forgetting to eat, forgetting to rest. What am I going to do with you? You chuckled faintly, eyes still on the reports. Keep loving me, you teased. He paused mid-step, his back turned, and a small smile curved his lips. That part I'll never stop doing. He disappeared into the kitchen. The sound of pots clinking and the stove lightening filled the quiet house. You tried to focus on the numbers, but your eyes kept darting toward the kitchen doorway. A few minutes later, he returned with a steaming bowl of ramen, perfectly made, soft boiled egg, vegetables, and even the little fish cakes he knew you secretly loved. He set it in front of you, grabbed chopsticks, and nudged your reports aside. Eat. I'll listen to your investor talk after. You looked at the bowl, then at him, a lump forming in your throat. Coop, you have been working all day and now you are taking care of me. It should be the other way around. He sat beside you again, draping an arm around your shoulders. Taking care of you is my rest. You don't get it, do you? Watching you thrive, it makes me proud. But watching you burn yourself out? He shook his head, his voice thick with quiet worry. That scares the hell out of me. Your eyes softened, your chest warming at his words. You picked up the chopsticks but leaned into him, resting your head against his chest. I don't say it enough, but I wouldn't have gotten this far without you. He kissed the top of your head, his hand rubbing slow circles on your back. You would have. You have always had that fire in you. I just get to be the lucky guy cheering you on. You lifted your head slightly, meeting his gaze. His eyes glistened with that familiar mix of pride and love, and you felt tears prick your own. You are more than just my cheerleader, Coop. You are my home. His lips curved into a tender smile, and without another word, he kissed you, slow, lingering, as though he was reminding you that no matter how far you ran in your career, you would always have him waiting at the finish line. When he pulled away, he nudged the bowl toward you again with a playful grin. Now eat, or I'll feed you myself, and you know, I'll do it. You laughed through your tears, finally picking up the noodles. Bossy husband. Only because I love you too much. The report sat forgotten on the table as you let him hold you close, his presence reminding you that even on the hardest days, you were never alone. The John family dining room was quiet except for the clinking of chopsticks. Jungkook sat at the table with his mother, who had insisted he come over for dinner since you were too busy with work. His mother sighed heavily, putting her chopsticks down. Jungkooka, don't you feel lonely these days? Your wife comes home so late. Sometimes I wonder if she even remembers she's married. Jungkook's hand paused mid-air, his jaw tightening. She's working hard, mom, for herself, for us. You know how much effort she's put into her company? His mother gave him a pitying look. Work, work, work. But what about her duties as your wife? A wife should be waiting at home for her husband, taking care of him, not running around the city with men you don't even know. Jungkook's eyes snapped up to hers. It's not written anywhere that a wife is obliged to fulfill these duties, and she meets clients, not strangers, and I know every single name. The older woman pressed her lips together, feigning hurt. I'm only worried about you, my son. You deserve a wife who puts you first, a woman who doesn't forget her place in the family. He dropped his chopstick onto the table with a sharp clink. She puts me first, and I know that. She's building an empire, mom, and I'm not going to pull her back. I don't care about any of the typical wife duties. We manage just fine and are very happy and busy to make our lives better. His mother blinked, caught off guard by his sharp tone. But I never saw her even making a cup of coffee for you. It's always you who takes care of her. She kind of neglects you. You think she's neglecting me? She's the only person who makes sure I'm eating properly when I skip meals. She's the only one who calls me between meetings just to check if I'm okay. She pushes me to do better, Mom. That's what love is. That's what partnership is. Her expression faltered, but she quickly forced tears into her eyes. I didn't raise you to talk to me like this, Jungkook. I'm only saying what everyone can see. She's changing and not in a good way. He leaned forward, his voice low but firm. No, mom, she's growing, and I'm proud of her. If you can't see how much she loves me, that's on you. But don't you dare make me question her, because I know her better than anyone. Silence filled the room. His mother lowered her gaze, pretending to be wounded. But the fire in Jungkook's eyes showed he wasn't swayed. Not this time. Jungkook never once let his family's words doubt you, but day by day the poison dripped. One evening you returned home late after a client meeting. His family had stayed over, and the moment you walked in, his mother clutched her chest. Finally, do you even care for the family anymore? You set your bag down. With all due respect, I'm not here to play house while people mock me. I work hard for your son, for myself. Jungkook's jaw tightened. He wanted to defend you, but you noticed the hesitation in his eyes. That hesitation broke something small inside you. The clock on the wall read 12:47 a.m. When you unlocked the door, the apartment was quiet, but a dim light glowed from the living room. You froze the moment you saw him, Jungkook, sitting on the couch, elbows on his knees, hands clasped together. He wasn't watching TV, he wasn't scrolling his phone. He was just waiting. Jungkook, you whispered, setting your bag down. Why aren't you asleep? He lifted his head slowly and his eyes met yours. They weren't soft like they usually were. They were dark, tired, searching. You didn't even call, he said flatly. You frowned. I texted, didn't you check? I checked. He replied, his voice was calm, too calm. One line saying, I'll be late. That's it. Do you know what time it is? You sighed, already weary. I had a late meeting, Jungkook. The client wouldn't. Was it the same man? He cut in, his jaw tightening. You blinked at him in disbelief. What? The man I saw you with at the cafe last week, was it him again? His tone was sharper now, like he had been holding this in for too long. You stared at him in disbelief. He's a client, you know that. I know, Jungkook said, raising his voice slightly before dropping it again. But the way you laughed with him, it didn't look like work. You felt your chest tighten, not with guilt but with hurt. Do you hear yourself? You think I would betray you like that? His fist clenched. I don't want to think that, but damn it. You are never here anymore. I eat alone. I go to bed alone. Every time I look at the clock, I wonder where my wife is. His voice cracked at the end, but he quickly masked it with anger. Tears stung your eyes. I'm building something for us, Jungkook. for our future, and instead of standing beside me like you promised, you are accusing me? He stood abruptly, running a hand through his hair in frustration. Because I feel like I'm losing you, and you don't even see it. Silence fell. The air between you was heavy, suffocating. You finally whispered, your voice trembling. Maybe you are not losing me, Jungkook. Maybe you are pushing me away. His face froze, pain flashing in his eyes, but pride and doubt held him back from reaching for you. And for the first time since your college days, the two of you went to bed without saying I love you. The evening was quiet, but Jungkook wasn't. He sat in the living room of his parents' house again, his shirt collar loose, his eyes tired. His mother walked in with a tray of tea, her expression soft but her words sharp as ever. Jungkook, you came alone again? She asked, setting the cups down. Your wife didn't want to come. Jungkook sighed, leaning back. She's busy with work. You know how it is. His mother's lips pressed together as though she were reluctant to speak. Busy, yes, always busy. But do you not feel it? She doesn't even have time for you anymore. He ran a hand through his hair. She's trying to manage so much, I understand. But for how long? She whispered, sitting across from him. You come home late from work, and she isn't even there to welcome you. You wait for her, don't you? Sometimes until midnight. He didn't answer, his silence was answer enough. Her voice softened, almost sorrowful. I saw her the other day with a man. They were laughing. It didn't look like work to me. Are you sure she's not forgetting what it means to be your wife? Jungkook's chest tightened. His mind immediately recalled the memory of you at a cafe, leaning forward across the table with a male client, smiling politely. He knew it was work. He knew you always told him everything, yet the image had unsettled him. He finally spoke, his tone not as firm as before. She told me about him. He's just a client. His mother tilted her head, feigning innocence. Of course, but a wife should know how things look to others. People talk Jungkook. They say she cares more about her company than her marriage. He swallowed hard. She loves me. I know she does. But can you feel it? His mother pressed gently, her voice dripping with false concern. Love isn't only in words, son. Love is in actions. Ask yourself, when was the last time she put you before her work? The question landed like a stone in his chest. He wanted to snap back, to defend you like he always did, but this time his lips stayed pressed together. His mother caught the hesitation in his silence, and a small victorious smile flickered in her eyes. The rain outside pounded against the windows, but inside your apartment, the storm was louder. You stood in the kitchen, still in your work clothes, while Jungkook leaned against the counter, his arms crossed, his face unreadable. Why are you doing this? You snapped, your voice trembling, more from emotion than exhaustion. Why are you suddenly questioning everything I do? His jaw clenched. Because I don't recognize us anymore. I don't recognize you. Your eyes burn. I'm still me, Jungkook. I'm still the same woman who stayed up with you all night during exams. The same woman who stood by you when your father disowned you for choosing music. What's changed is you. He scoffed, running a hand through his hair in frustration. Me? I'm the one who has changed. Yes, you cried, stepping closer. You used to trust me. You used to believe in me. Now all you do is doubt, question, and look at me like I'm some stranger you can't figure out. His voice cracked when he shouted back, because I supported you all along. I pushed you to chase your dreams, stayed up with you when you cried over failed investors. I was the one clapping the loudest when you finally made it. And now that you are thriving, I feel like you don't need me anymore. The words hit you like a punch. You froze, your lips parting as your heart stopped in your chest. Are you saying, your voice shook, you think I used you? Jungkook looked away, his silence damning. Your tears spilled over, but your anger burned hotter. I cannot believe this. After everything we have been through, after every promise, this is what you think of me, that I used you. He didn't answer. His fist stayed clenched at his sides, his breathing ragged, his pride refusing to let him take it back. You let out a bitter laugh through your tears. You know what, Jungkook? I don't even know who I'm married to. And without another word, you stormed off to the bedroom, slamming the door behind you. He stood in the kitchen, staring at the floor, his chest heaving as though the air itself was too heavy to breathe. That night, you lay awake, staring at the ceiling, your heart breaking. By morning, your decision was clear. The next day, you placed the divorce papers on the table. The morning light poured into the apartment, but the air was heavy, suffocating. You sat at the dining table, the crisp white envelope lying between your trembling fingers. You had barely slept, your mind replaying every word from last night. When Jungkook emerged from the bedroom, his hair messy, his eyes bloodshot, he froze the moment he saw the envelope. "What's that?" he asked, his voice low, cautious. You swallowed hard, your chest tight. Divorce papers. For a moment, silence crushed the room. His eyes widened, disbelief flickering across his face before anger quickly masked it. "Divorce?" He repeated, his tone sharp. "You are joking." You shook your head, your tears threatening to spill, but you stayed cold. "I can't keep living like this, Jungkook. We are breaking each other apart. You don't trust me anymore, and I can't breathe in this marriage when the man I love thinks I used him." His jaw tightened, his hands balling into fists at his sides. "So this is it. This is how easily you give up?" "Easily?" Your voice cracked. "You think this is easy for me? Every day I've been fighting for us, defending us against your family, defending myself against your doubts, while trying to hold on to the love we built. But last night you made me realize you don't see me as your partner anymore, just someone who betrayed you." He slammed his hands down on the table, the sound making you flinch. "Don't twist this. You are my whole damn world, but I can't shake the feeling that you have left me behind. Tears slip down your cheeks, and I can't live a life where I'm always on trial. I'm tired, Jungkook, so tired." His chest heaved as he stared at you, his pride battling his desperation. Then, with trembling hands, he grabbed the papers. "You want this?" His voice was hoarse. "Fine." The pen scratched against the paper, each stroke sounding like a knife tearing through your heart. When he pushed the signed papers back across the table, his hand lingered for just a second, as if some part of him hoped you would pull them away, but you didn't. He looked at you, his eyes red, his voice cracking with restrained agony. "If this is what you want so badly, then congratulations, you got it." And without another word, he stormed out, slamming the door so hard the walls shook. The silence that followed was unbearable. You sat there staring at the signed papers, though a haze of tears, realizing that love wasn't always enough when trust had been shattered. The days after the divorce passed like blurred pages in a book you couldn't remember reading. You buried yourself in work, longer hours at the office, endless meetings, projects after project, anything to keep your mind busy. In front of your colleagues, you smiled, straightened your shoulders, and acted like nothing was wrong. You even joked sometimes, laughed at things you didn't find funny. But every night when you came home to the empty apartment you had moved back into, the silence crushed you. You would sit on the edge of the bed, clutching the pillow to your chest, your tears soaking the fabric. "Why does it hurt so much?" You whispered into the darkness, your voice cracking. No matter how hard you tried to look strong, your heart betrayed you every night. You missed the way he used to wait for you with late night ramen, the way his hand would automatically reach for yours in his sleep, the way his laugh would fill a room and make you forget everything else. But pride kept you silent. You had asked for this. Meanwhile, Jungkook was unraveling completely. His once spotless apartment now reeked of alcohol. Empty bottles lined the coffee table. He sat on the floor in the dark, his head leaning against the couch, his eyes bloodshot in his hands. He clutched one of your sweaters. Soft, worn, carrying the faint scent of your perfume. He buried his face in it, inhaling like a drowning man gasping for air. I can't, I can't live like this. I'm sorry, love. He whispered, his voice hoarse. Most nights he drank until he blacked out, hoping the alcohol would dull the ache in his chest. But no matter how much he drank, the emptiness remained. The bed felt too big, too cold without you. The silence screamed louder. Sometimes, in the drunken haze, he would dial your number, only to hang up before the call connected. Other times, he sat in the car outside your parents' house, watching the lights but never gathering the courage to knock. But as Christmas approached, the weight of his mistake became unbearable. He couldn't stand the thought of you spending the holiday without him. The holiday you both used to decorate your tree together, argue over ornaments, and drink hot chocolate until dawn. On Christmas Eve, he finally broke. You were helping your mother set the table, forcing a smile when she hummed a carol. The doorbell rang. You didn't think much of it until you heard his voice in the hall. Low, tired, familiar. Your hand froze around the fork you were holding. Slowly you turned and there he was, John Jungkook, standing in your parents' living room. His dark eyes searching the space until they landed on you. He looked thinner, worn out, his hair a mess as though he hadn't cared for days, and still your heart leapt painfully at the sight of him. Your mother welcomed him. Oh, look who's here. Come inside, son. Both of your parents welcomed him in. Tears of joy were in their eyes. Even though you guys are not together anymore, but they still love him the way they love you. It broke their heart that you guys separated. You stayed silent with no expression on your face. Ryan, I'm sorry. His broken voice made your chest ache. He took a step forward. I know I hurt you. I was a fool, but look at me. I couldn't even breathe without you. I'm sorry. I will never behave like a jerk. Your parents looked at you. Now there's no point of talking about it. Please go. Ryan, how can you say that? He's a family. Your father finally broke the silence. This is ridiculous. You two love each other. Do you think we don't see it? You stiffened. Dad. No, enough. She looked between you and Jungkook. You are both too stubborn. You fight, you misunderstand, but you can't deny what's in your hearts. So either you to talk now, or I'm locking you in your old room until you do. Your cheeks burned, but before you could protest, your father stood as well. Come on, son, go. He gestured toward the hallway. Jungkook didn't hesitate. He rose to his feet, his gaze fixed on you. Let's talk. His voice was husky, raw, like he hadn't spoken in days. You wanted to refuse, you wanted to escape upstairs, to hide behind your walls again, but your parents' hopeful faces and the pounding in your own chest left you with no choice. With stiff steps, you walked past him and he followed. In the quiet of your old bedroom, everything felt heavier. The faint fairy lights outside cast shadows on the walls, and you stood near the window while Jungkook closed the door behind you. Neither of you spoke at first. The silence was deafening. You shouldn't have come. If I didn't, I don't think I would have survived tonight. Your throat tightened, but you kept your back to him. Don't break. Don't let him see. Survive? Don't you dare play the victim, Jungkook. You are the one who said I used you. Do you know what that did to me? You finally turned, your eyes blazing with tears. His face crumbled at the sight. I loved you with everything I had. I stood by you when no one else did. And you? Your chest heaved as tears spilled. You looked me in the eye and said I was with you out of convenience, that I would leave the moment I didn't need you anymore. You let your family members fill your mind. You believed their words over mine. Jungkook's fist clenched at his sides, his eyes glistening. I was wrong. God, I was so wrong. I didn't mean it. I didn't mean a single word. But you said it, and I believed you. Do you know how much it broke me? I worked myself half to death because every time I stopped, every time I tried to breathe, I missed you so much. It felt like my chest was caving in. A sob tore from your throat, and before you could stop him, Jungkook crossed the room and pulled you into his arms. At first you struggled, pounding weakly against his chest, your tears soaking his shirt. I hate you for this. I hate you for making me feel like I wasn't enough, you said, sobbing. He tightened his hold, his own tears slipping free. No, no, baby, don't say that. You are more than enough. You have always been more than enough. I was the fool. I let my insecurities poison me. I thought if I accused you first, it would hurt less if you left me, but it only destroyed us. Your sobs grew harsher, but his words cracked something inside you. You clutched his shirt in your fist, trembling in his arms. You don't know how badly I needed you, and you weren't there. You just pushed me away. He buried his face in your hair, his voice raw. I know, and I'll regret it for the rest of my life. Please, please forgive me. I'll spend every day proving I'll never hurt you like that again. Just don't shut me out. Don't walk away from me. You tilted your face up, eyes red, lips trembling. And what if I can't forgive you? What if the damage is too deep? Jungkook cupped your face, his thumb brushing your tears. His own eyes were swollen, filled with pleading. Then I'll keep begging until you do. I'll wait as long as it takes. Just don't tell me to stop loving you because that's the only thing I'll never be able to do. Your heart cracked, your sobs spilling harder. You pressed your forehead to his chest, whispering through the pain. I missed you so much, Jungkook, so damn much. His arms tightened like he was afraid you would vanish. I missed you more. Every second without you felt like dying. I need you. Please, please don't leave me. The two of you stood there, crying in each other's arms, broken yet holding on as if your lives depended on it. And for the first time in weeks, you let yourself fall apart in the place you belonged, against him.